Congress leader Satish Jarkiholi is doubling down on his comment that the word Hindu is not an Indian word. He says it's from Persia or Iran. Now, it's one thing to say this as a slip of the tongue, but the fact that he's showing no remorse whatsoever and continues to insult the word Hindu and Hindus as a fallout of it, that is simply politically unacceptable. And his party, the Congress party, other than distancing themselves, and of course the man in charge of the state, Randeep Singh Surjewala, tweeted out saying that no congressman or woman would associate themselves with these comments. But the fact still remains that it's been 48 hours and the Congress party has not taken any action against Satish Jarkiholi. Why is the Congress not cracking the whip against Jarkiholi? But first, the story so far.
हिंदू शब्द कहाँ से आ गया? ये हमारा है, पर्शियन का है.
That's Karnataka Congress MLA Satish Jarkiholi sparking a storm with his take on the origin of the word Hindu. But the provocation didn't end there.
फिर उसका मीनिंग आपको समझ में आ गया तो आपके अब शर्म आ जाएंगे. हिंदू का जो मीनिंग है वो बहुत गंदी है.
The following day, Jarkiholi remained defiant.
ಆರ್ಯ ಸಮಾಜದ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಾದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ದಯಾನಂದ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಅವರು ರಚಿಸಿದ ಸತ್ಯಾರ್ಥ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖಿದೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ತಾವು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಕೂಡ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ GS ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರ ಬರೆದಂತ ಬಸವ ಭಾರತ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಇದೆ.
Under fire, Congress condemned the remarks.
ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟೀಕರಣ ಖಂಡಿತ ಬಯಸ್ತೀವಿ. We will not entertain all this stuff, personal opinions. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
But the BJP questioned Rahul Gandhi's silence.
ಸಣ್ಣ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಗುವ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು, ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರು ಯಾಕೆ ಮೌನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಅವರ ಮೌನ ಸತೀಶ್ ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಅವರ ಸಮ್ಮತಿನ?
Despite the outrage, Jarkiholi stuck to his guns.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸತೀಶ್ ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಅವರು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, MLA ಸ್ಥಾನ ಕೂಡ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು.
Satish Jarkiholi, the sugar baron from Belagavi district in North Karnataka, is from a political family, but he is known to be politically incorrect. He resigned from the Siddaramaiah government in 2015, taking a stand against the government's failure to move the anti-superstition bill. In the past, he's also declared that he and Bill Gates became billionaires without worshipping goddess Lakshmi. But with elections around the corner in Karnataka, has Satish Jarkiholi become a liability for the Congress?
I want to go across to our guests who are joining us this evening. Captain Ganesh Karnik is spokesperson of the BJP. Sanket Yanagi is lawyer and spokesperson of the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee. Vinay Kumar Singh is an author and columnist. And Suman C. Raman, our political analyst, also joining us. Sanket Yanagi, let me start with you. Is there any plausible reason as to why your party has not taken action against Mr. Jarkiholi? It's one thing to say what he said, maybe as a slip of the tongue, maybe as a misunderstanding. But today, he's doubling down on it, saying he's challenging everyone to prove him wrong. Basically, he's showing no remorse, and yet your party has not taken any action against him. Why?
We have heard the speech made by Mr. Satish Jarkiholi, wherein in a public platform he is discussing about so many aspects. In the meantime, he has also initiated a discussion on this, saying that Hindu is not a term of India. It has been borrowed from Persia. And he referred to the definition of that term or the meaning of that term in Persia. So he wanted to have a discussion or a wider discussion on that topic or that subject in detail. And in the course of which he has referred to certain terms about the Hindu and Hinduism. And as such, the party has already made it clear that it is his personal opinion, for which he alone is responsible and accountable and answerable to the general public as well to the Congress party.
But Mr. Yanagi, the point is, here is a senior leader, I believe he's the working president of the KPCC. If he is going to say absolutely reprehensible stuff like Hindu word means dirty, it's not an Indian word, it's been borrowed, so what is Bharat's relationship with it? And your party does nothing about it. I'm sorry, what sort of message is that sending?
So first of all, the meaning of Hindu in Persian, which he has referred to, whether it is dirty or otherwise, as he meant, is the meaning which has been borrowed from the Persian dictionary, not from India.
But why should we bother about what Persian dictionary says what the origins of Hindu are? Everybody knows what the origins of Hindu are. Why do you need a Persian dictionary for that?
He has referred to the quotations from the Persian dictionary, for which reason we have said there was absolutely no reason for him to initiate that discussion. But however, he wanted to have the discussion as to
Please tell me
Hindu
what
is the
action
original
your
term.
party is taking. That's all what viewers want to know. What action is your party taking?
We have already issued him the notice, and he would be explaining it with all the particulars.
Okay.
Then the party will contemplate any action if at all it is really needed.
Oh, okay.
And it is not that.
If it is really
What he
needed,
wanted
you
to say-
believe that what he has said is
We
not
follow the
worthy of
principle.
any action. It doesn't require any action. If needed, is what you've just said.
No, let me complete that sentence. I would say we are the party of discipline. We follow the principles of natural justice. We will not condemn anyone unheard.
Okay.
And we have already condemned it.
Let me
And
ask
even apart from that, we have issued the notice.
Captain Ganesh Karnik. This is, 2 days ago what he said we've already played. Today this is what Satish Jarkiholi said. There is nothing wrong in what I said. There are hundreds of records about how the Persian word Hindu came about. It's been mentioned in Swami Dayanand Saraswati's book Satyarth Prakash and Dr. G.S. Patil's book Basava Bharada. Is he trying to initiate a debate on the origins of the word Hindu, or is this downright an insult to the word Hindu and to the practitioners of Hinduism?
Zaka, good evening, and good evening to all my co-panelists also. A severely condemnable statement made by former minister and the working president of party. And I don't think Congress has to look around to, for an escape route by saying that, it is his personal statement and all that. This is Congress DNA. They have always tried to insult the Hindu sentiments, whether it is Ram Janmabhoomi, whether it is Ram Setu, whether it is cow slaughter, illegal transport of cattle, anything for that matter. They have always taken a stand to appease a particular community. This is in continuation of what they have been doing all these years. So I strongly condemn and I demand an unconditional apology by the Congress party, because it's a Congress party working president who has said this.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no second thoughts. Just before elections, they have to create this kind of a division, hurting the sentiments of the majority community. And they have done, or they have played this dirty trick again and again. So I condemn this statement. Totally.
So let me ask Sumant Raman. There is no justification for what Satish Jarkiholi said. But what I'm still curious to understand is, why is the Congress party seemingly not taking any action against him? On the one hand, you have Rahul Gandhi displaying his Shiv Bhakti and Janey Udhari and all of that, Hindutva light, as some commentators called it. And then you have leaders like Satish Jarkiholi openly insulting Hindus, and the Congress party is not taking any action against him.
Zaka, first of all, the Congress party has unequivocally condemned what he said. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar has said that a show cause notice will be issued, and they are following the process. You have to call the man and hear him out before you take any kind of disciplinary action against him. Now, the second part is that Mr. Jarkiholi happens to be a rationalist. He is not in the sense of worshipping Hindu. He is a rationalist, and he has been fighting for a very long time for an anti-superstition bill. He's even gone and slept in graveyards to bolster his causes. So I think that you have to understand that these are purely a man's personal views based on his rationalist thinking.
Sumant, can I ask one? No, Sumant, can I ask one question? No, one second. Can I ask a 10? Can I have a 10-second intervention?
Yes.
Would fair enough, Mr. Jarkiholi is a rationalist. He's not a practicing Hindu. He's not a believing Hindu. But would he dare to ask the same questions of Islam or Christianity or Sikhism or any other religion? He wouldn't, right? Somehow, when it comes to Hinduism in this country, some people believe there's a free pass. Mr. Jarkiholi believes there's a free pass.
Look, Zaka. There are two parts to it. One, the origin of the word Hindu that he claimed. Now, that can be part of an intellectual debate. Clearly, what was unacceptable was to say that the meaning of the word is dirty. That is completely unacceptable. But the first part of his statement, to make a claim, and he says that here are two books which say the same thing. Now, that could be particularly something that would need intellectual debate. But clearly, he should not have said about the meaning being horrible or dirty.
It
so
comes
that is
back.
unacceptable.
It comes back to that same thing. I think last time when we spoke, it was Mr. Kamal Hassan who said, "Oh, there was no word called Hindu when the Cholas were ruling." All of this points to a certain free pass, a certain leeway that is given only to one religion in this country, which is Hinduism. You can attack it, you can punch holes in it, and there are no consequences to pay for it. But none of these people would dare ask the same questions about Islam or Christianity or Sikhism or Buddhism or any other religion for that matter. Somehow, when it comes to Hindu gods, symbols, deities, you can say whatever you want and you can get away with it. That is the free pass that I'm talking about.
Do you want Mr. Jarkiholi to abuse other religions also?
I don't want him to abuse any religion.
He is secular
I don't want him to abuse any religion. All I'm saying is, if he's a rationalist, and surely rationalists should be as opposed to Islam or Christianity as they are opposed to Hinduism. For a rationalist, all religions are anathema.
No, my point is, I'm not defending what Mr. Jarkiholi said. I'm saying that to link what he said with the views of Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the Congress party, and various other people will have to come and apologize for what
No,
this man
I did
said.
not say that. I did not say that at all in the last
the BJP,
8 minutes of this
BJP,
conversation.
the
All I
BJP
said
spokesperson
was,
did say that.
all
The
I
BJP
said was,
spokesperson
and it's
did
a very
say that.
limited point. Let me ask Tushar Gupta this. Should there be any visible, demonstrable action against Mr. Jarkiholi or no? Given the fact that he is a working president of the party in Karnataka, has been a multiple-time minister before, has been a multiple-term MLA before, a very senior leader. And secondly, Tushar, the fact that he's showing no remorse. He's doubling down. He's saying, I challenge you to prove me wrong. That shows no remorse. That's exactly why, and that's all the more reason why the Congress party should not just be taking action against him, but should be seen to be taking action against him. That is not happening. Tushar.
Good evening, Zaka. The answer to your question is fairly simple. Should there be action? Absolutely yes. Would there be action? Absolutely not. How did the Bharat Jodo Yatra begin? Rahul Gandhi was meeting a pastor who said Jesus is the real God. There is no God like Shakti or whatever. He started the Bharat Jodo Yatra with the insult to Hindus and Hinduism, a billion of them. Now, you have this minister from Karnataka doubling down on his statements because he's taking a cue from his leader. So the Congress may condemn his statements. The Congress may want to distance themselves from the statement made there. But what Rahul Gandhi did at the beginning of the Yatra, his legislators, his ministers are only doubling up as the Yatra progresses. And look at the cheekiness of Sumant C. Raman here. He says he's not a Hindu, he's a rationalist. Will the panelists also say that someone who's a Sikh is not a rationalist, someone who teaches Islam is a rationalist? There should be a case for intellectual debate as to when Hinduism or Hindu term was coined. Will he ask the same question today to any other religion, that let's have a debate on the origins of Islam or Sikhism or Christianity and label it as an intellectual debate? See, it's very simple to cloak everything in the garb of an intellectual debate when it comes to Hinduism, when the other religions are not offered the same treatment. All everyone says is allow for intellectual debate, but don't show your bias, don't show your hatred or your demeaning attitude towards one religion alone. Unfortunately, in the Congress, the buck starts from
I'll come to you, Suman. Give him 10 seconds. Let him finish. Tushar, finish quickly.
Unfortunately, within the Congress, Zaka, it started with Rahul Gandhi at the beginning of the Yatra. So what this minister has done comes as no surprise. Rather unfortunate, but I don't think there will be any action.
Okay, Sumant, respond to it.
Now, Zaka, my point is simple. What the panelists are basically saying is that there are certain religions which are extremely intolerant and against criticism, and why should we alone be tolerant? We should also be intolerant. Now, that is the argument. Hinduism has survived for centuries based on tolerance. Hindutvavadis have not saved Hinduism for the last 9 centuries, right? I mean, Zaka, my simple point is, has Hinduism survived? It has survived invasion, conquest of the worst kind. Billions have perished, but the religion has thrived and succeeded in flourishing in this country. It was not saved by Hindutvavadis. It was not saved by those who say that we should become as intolerant as some other people.
Okay,
so
let Captain Karnik
That's my
respond to
point.
that. If Hinduism has survived thousands of years, it's not because it cannot take a slight or two. I mean, Jarkiholi, making a comment, an obnoxious comment like this,
Intellectual
is not
debate
going
is
to
the heart
dent
of
Hinduism. Is
Hinduism.
the argument being made by Sumant Raman? Captain Karnik.
Zaka, Suman Raman says Jarkiholi has been a rationalist. I think Mr. Suman Raman is very irrational in calling him a rationalist, number one. Number two, he asks a question to you, do you want Jarkiholi to be abusive on other faiths? That means he admits that Jarkiholi has been abusive on Hinduism. So this
Yes,
is being
I did say
absolutely irrational. He is not a rationalist. He has taken an opportunity to insult the majority community. He must apologize. The party has to take an action. If
But
Suman
Captain,
Raman
Captain, what about the question he asked? Please answer the question he asked. He says, Sumant Raman says, Hinduism is not such a delicate thing that one or two people saying something obnoxious about it is not going to dent it. It has survived for thousands of years in this country because Hindus are tolerant. That's why the religion has survived.
The religion is intrinsically tolerant.
Okay, the religion itself is intrinsically tolerant. Okay.
No, I do agree that
Captain
Hinduism is
Karnik.
the most-
Excuse for perpetuating.
Yeah, Captain Karnik first, yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Zaka, I totally agree that Hinduism has been the most tolerant religion in this world. But that doesn't mean that it is the weakness of the Hinduism. Mr. Suman Raman or Mr. Satish Jarkiholi, if they call themselves as rational or if they boast themselves to be secular, will they apply the same principle to all the faiths?
No, that's the question I asked Sumant. I mean, Mr. Jarkiholi has not said anything about origins of Islam, origins of Christianity. I mean, if he's a rationalist, he should be as opposed to any religion. Okay, Tushar, and then I'm going to Sanket Yanagi after that. Tushar, yeah.
Zaka, one simple point. Tolerance, inclusivity, these are the strengths of Hinduism, not weaknesses. These cannot be labeled as excuses to demean Hinduism in the garb of intellectual debates. Let's not confuse these things. That's all.
No, the same tolerance should apply to other religions also. In Udaipur, when somebody put up a Facebook post supporting Nupur Sharma, we saw what happened to that person, Sanket Yanagi. I mean, tolerance can't be the domain of just one religion. All religions should be practicing tolerance. I mean, they all preach tolerance, but the practitioners of certain religions don't follow tolerance.
Should I reply?
Yeah, Sanket Yanagi.
Firstly, the discussion on Hindutva, especially when the elections are nearing, is BJP's agenda in order to cover up its administrative lacuna or corruption. Or
Sir, then you are saying Mr. Jarkiholi is doing BJP's bidding.
And
Mr. Jarkiholi is not a BJP leader, no.
I'm not justifying the statement made by Mr. Jarkiholi. But however, this is what the BJP wanted to cover up through media also.
Sir, I'm asking
and
you
media
simple.
Is also part of this.
No, Sanket Yanagi, sir.
Let me tell you
sir,
one
very
by
simple.
one.
No, very. If Satish Jarkiholi, 1 second, sir, 10 seconds.
Justifying
No, I don't want you to justify or diss what he has said. Your argument, sir, give me 10 seconds. Sanket Yanagi, give me 10 seconds. If you are saying that this is BJP agenda to have Hindutva cover up for their failures, I will agree to all of what you're saying, provided Mr. Jarkiholi was a BJP leader. Mr. Jarkiholi is a leader of your party. So you are saying that he is doing the BJP's bidding.
So that is what I have already made my stand clear and the stand of the party very clear. First of all, Jarkiholi ought not to have discussed this in the public forum.
Yes.
Even inviting an intellectual debate in the way which he has done or followed, according to us, may not be required or was not a need of the hour.
Okay.
Especially when the BJP has failed in administration and facing the corruption charges, it wanted to cover up its lacunas.
Okay.
It has given us big boost for the BJP.
So either you are saying that Mr. Jarkiholi is doing the BJP's bidding, or you are not taking action against him. Which I'm not able to fathom why you are not taking action against him. But anyway, Tushar, the point simply is this: that Mr. Jarkiholi, whether it is a Jarkiholi today or whether it's a Kamal Hassan, a few weeks ago, essentially what they are trying to say is the modern day construct of Hinduism, Hindutva, Hinduism as a religion as we know it, was not there. It was not thousands of years old. It was an imported concept. It came from Persia or Iran or wherever the Aryans came from. Before that, as Kamal Hassan says, you had Shaivism, you had Vaishnavism, but Hindu, according to him, was a coinage by the British.
Well, that's just his theoretical assumptions. There's no, laughable statements to say the least. But what Sumanta here is implying, it seems either he's using the virtues of Hinduism to insult other religions, or he's using his own theory to allow the insult on Hinduism. That's for him to decide. And the other panelists before him, are they really implying, Zaka, that the minister in question is a BJP mole within the Congress and yet they want no action against him? Zaka, the problem here is everyone feels threatened by a Hindu identity. Now, the Hindu identity can be political, it can be economical, it can be cultural, depends on however you want to see it. But somehow there are a lot of factions, a lot of lobbies in India who do not want to see this Hindu identity evolve for reasons best known to them. And this is what they always try to counter. So sometimes you have the theory of Dalit Muslim unity, sometimes you have the Brahmanvad, sometimes you have something else going on. During the farm laws, it was about the upper caste versus the Sikhs. So there is this faction a lot across India that want the Hindu identity to not evolve, to not come up, to not assert itself.
All right, I'll give Captain Karnik the final word. I'm running out of time, folks. I'm running out of time. Captain Karnik, final word. Only Captain Karnik.
Zaka, thank you very much. You have opened the discussion and exposed the doublespeak of the Congress party. See, they admit that he should not have said it. Now they are very, very hesitant to say that some action has to be taken. Mr. Tushar put those words which was in my heart. I can't, as a politician, I can't say those things. There is a narrative which is being promoted in this country. Satish Jarkiholi, Suman Raman, and all these people are a part of a narrative which is being promoted, which is anti-Hindu narrative. Congress, during the past 75 years,
I don't need a certificate from you, sir.
Has taken a stand, anti-Hindu stand.
Okay.
So it is an anti-Hindu party. We must appreciate that.
I got to wrap up. I'm completely out of time. Thank you very much to all our guests. Let's see how this story plays out for both the Congress and for Satish Jarkiholi.
To Republican